안녕하세요 friends and welcome back to the Torsie channel for more you and a very happy Friday to you. A huge thank you to everybody for recommending today's video because I would not have known that it existed if you hadn't. This is what IU calls the follow-up song to Through the Night, which we watched last week. It's a cover of someone else's song actually, but there is a music video to it which we will be watching today. So thank you again for everyone who recommended that, and of course thank you to my wonderful Patreons for their recommendation for what we're going to be watching today over on Patreon, which is Through the Night and Palette at the Gaon Music Awards. We have watched all of Fiori's Bed and Breakfast over there, and this week we have watched the Pieces documentary together, which was very moving. We're thinking Scarlet Heart next. If you'd like to join us for that, link is in the description. Come by anytime. But a huge thank you to my Patreons for the support of this channel through your support of Patreon. Without you, I wouldn't be able to keep making these videos. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Let's get into the other side of Through the Night. Let's go. Gotcha.
잊어야 한다는 마음으로 내 텅 빈 방문을 닫은 채로 아직도 남아있는 너의 향기 내 텅 빈 방 안에 가득한데 이렇게 홀로 누워 전정을 보니 눈앞에 글썽이는 너의 모습 잊으려 돌아눈 내 눈가에 말없이 흐르는 이슬방울들 지나간 시간은 추억 속에 묻히면 그만인 것을 나는 왜 이렇게 긴 밤을 또 잊지 못해 세울까 잠틈에 기다리던 새벽이 오면 어제보다 커진 내 방 안에 하얗게 밝아온 유리창에 썼다 지운다 널 사랑해 밤하늘에 빛나는 수많은 별들 저마다 아름답지만 내 맘속에 빛나는 별 하나 오직 너만 있을 뿐이야 잠틈에 기다리던 새벽이 오면 어제보다 커진 내 방 안에 하얗게 밝아온 유리창에 속 지운다 널 사랑해
That gave me chills. That was so beautiful. So much of that is a reflection of Through the Night. We spoke with Through the Night how it had a old worldy feel to it, that it felt like we were drifting in a memory, and there were a lot of things around her that appeared to be collectibles, fragments of memories. This, the same. I even commented actually that her red dress had a older world feel to it, that the red dress felt like it was 1940s, 1930s, 1940s. And this is absolutely set in the same time period. The set, the clothes, her blue dress, although it is transgenerational, that's something you could still wear today, it is also something that you absolutely would have worn in the late 30s and into the 40s. His hats, his suspenders, the older style paper again, the older style pen again, everything that we saw in Through the Night, the marbles, the shells, all of this reflected. I was told that it is, the thread of it is the pin that she has, or the clip rather, that she sends kind of to herself in Through the Night. The other touch of old worldliness was right at the beginning there. There were crackles, visual crackles across the screen, the way that once upon a time when films were recorded on actual film, as film started to get old, there would be a fading in the film, and so you would get crackles across the screen. So not only does it make it look older, but it also makes it look like a memory, something that is so old that it has started to wear and fade. That was a lovely extra tonal effect to it, to really lean into that feeling of something that is from another time, and a time that is drifting away from you. Not just in the reflections of the music video, but I can completely see how she saw this song that wasn't even one that she wrote, but definitely sounds like one that she could have written, as the other side of Through the Night. I think she has a really particular talent. You know, she's got a couple of albums that are cover songs, and she chooses so beautifully and so wisely songs that she very easily could have created herself. She has found in these songs her own spirit and her own voice. They were probably songs that influenced her enormously in her own writing and her own composition. You know, it almost feels like, why reinvent the wheel and write a reflection of Through the Night when one actually perfectly exists and matches her so beautifully. It was really gorgeous for her voice. I was also told that the live performance of this, of one of her concerts, is fabulous, and we should definitely check that out. I'm more than happy to see that. I really wanted to see the music video first though. I like that she committed to telling that story, but I also love that this is almost like in many ways it's kind of like a Uaena secret. If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known, because I had saw sort of the top line of a couple of comments saying, oh, there's another song for this. That's kind of like the part 2, and I was like, oh, Through the Night sort of part 2, and went looking for that, and nothing shows up. There's nothing that says the song that you're looking for is this. And thank God for all of you actually putting the name and the link and everything into the comments, or I just wouldn't have known. And I think there's something really beautiful about that, that IU storytelling sometimes has a kind of a feeling to it, like she's let you in on a secret, or she's shared a memory with you, just you. And this song not being on any album, barely written anywhere in English. If you want the music video, you have to get it in the Korean name. If you're not a Uaena, if you're not being shown the way by other Uaenas like I am, you would miss it. So it becomes quite intimate as this song, and the way they've set that is really intimate. The stage, like quite literally, the stage that they've put that on, that's the kind of stage that you see in small theatres or black box theatres, where they've given the actors only sort of so much room to perform in, and you have to construct that set really particularly to show what you need to show and only what you need to show, because you don't have the space to throw around superfluous stuff in the mise-en-scène. You have to put it in particularly. And setting it like that in this kind of just this little corner of the room makes it as intimate as the song feels. Once again, we're so lucky that IU isn't just the beautiful singer, that she's also this incredible actor. That was a lovely performance. I feel like I just watched a play. I mean, I really feel like I just sat in a small theatre somewhere and watched a play. She's just so remarkably good at it. Notably, give her all the awards, kind of good at it. Thank you again for sharing that. So over to Patreon for Through the Night and Palette. I'll see you over there if you're joining us over there. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me for another Frei Day. 감사합니다. 사랑해요. And I will see you soon for more. 안녕.